again.
Hey, okay.
Ah,
Well, it's not fancy, but at least you can hear us.
Oh, I missed the
Oh
fancy
well.
layout.
I'll get the fancy
not in my
wording for next
box
time.
anymore. Oh, now I gotta change my name for real on my Zoom.
We're in different
Okay.
order on that screen than on my screen. It's messing me up.
Twitch, Twitch, Twitch.
That's for today. Going back to Zoom.
I can move this around.
Everybody's in a different place than on my screen. It's not
You
a
can
single
move us around
matchup.
on your screen.
Well, in
Right.
Zoom I
Right.
can,
What
but
is-
I can't on Twitch.
Oh, not on Twitch. Yeah. Sometimes in classes, I'll be like, hey, I'm Amanda. If you want to sit by each other, I'm sitting by you in Zoom. And that is the
Remember that.
only fun we had the entire pandemic, early pandemic. We're still in
Man,
pandemic.
the fancy layout was so fancy.
I know. I got it working for next time. People can
Oh,
look at the
that's
old
sad.
one and listen to this one. Okay. So we were looking at Sally No Face,
I
right?
just saw, yeah.
Cool. So you just saw Sally. Gave her the hat.
Saw Jenny
She loves
gave
the
her
hat.
the
Or yeah, saw Jenny. No, don't give Sally the hat. She doesn't. Need it.
Sally,
gave
You
Jenny
just need
the
a hat. Stop
She
taking
loved
faces.
it.
Saw Gareth
at the opium den. Gareth, you saw Gareth. And now we're over to Gareth and Francis going after Sally No Face.
and Violet.
And Violet, of course.
Who did you keep talking to?
It's Violet. She's a ghost. And she's coming with us to help us solve the mystery.
Doesn't make any sense to me. Cool. Let's go.
Try to walk on my right hand side so you don't tread on her.
What?
Occupying the same space. So, given what you know so far about Sally, which is not a lot, poison, fabric, and Vittorio. Oh, I'm gonna say Vittorio's is probably the best place to start looking.
And Vittorio, is that the tailor that
Yeah,
Francis usually works with?
That is your tailor, yeah.
Yeah.
And so you
Yeah, so
yeah.
I think Francis is coming into this saying, oh, we'll just have a chat with Vittorio, and I'm sure we'll get this all sorted out, and it's all completely above board.
And what?
Yeah,
How is
and of
Vittorio
course it's-
related to Sally? What's the relation there?
with the there's clues involving bolts of fabric and Vittorio showing up where he normally wouldn't be. And you know that Vittorio keeps normal business hours and this is nighttime, but you also know that he would do anything for you because of who you are, and he also lives above the shop. So
He would
never
do
has to
anything for
leave.
love, but he won't do that.
Oh, he will. He will. Fun stuff.
Oh, and so
Um,
Vittorio showed up and when Paloma was visiting the other doctor.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Paloma was having the ghost visions and came to him. Vittorio was like, excuse me. Do I know you? So you arrive at Vittorio's and the shop is closed, but there are lights on inside.
Mhm.
And you see movement behind the curtains,
Sure.
conversation, and the lights in his apartment
His
above
apartment.
are also on similarly. But the sign is turned to closed. What
I
do
think
y'all do?
Francis just immediately does an oddly timed knock.
Yeah.
That is clearly this is Francis. Doesn't matter that you're closed.
Yeah. And of course, after a moment, someone who you I think someone who yes, it's
I
Vittorio.
suppose Violet could have just gone in and checked things out, but
Absolutely could have a short distance. Vittorio opens the door. He kind of like pulls the curtain on the door beside and like his face lights up and opens the door and says, Signora Quinn, what Pretty sure I don't believe you're invited, but of course you're most welcome.
I'm sorry to show up on such short notice, Vittorio. These are my friends Gareth and Violet. We're here because you were seen in an odd place, in the presence of Dr. What was the other doctor's name? Dr. Yarborough?
Dr. Blackwell?
Dr. Blackwell.
Yeah.
Of
course, yes, Dr. Blackwell. You'll get along famously. Come in, please.
And in we go.
And where's your other friend? Is she coming?
Oh, you'll have to ask Gareth about that. But the relevant part was that we were actually there talking. Or my dear friend, was it Paloma who visited?
Mm-hmm.
And not Polly.
Yeah.
My dear friend Dr. Safby had visited Dr. Blackwell to gather information about Sally No Face is the colloquial name for her.
Oh, so you didn't know? Of course, come in. And there's so the
A bunch of faces.
Turns out it's Stephen No Face.
It is somewhat of a little soiree. There are some people that you know and some that you don't. All of
oh God, is James
high,
McNeil Whistler there?
Very high standing. Is Whistler there? I don't know. Let me see.
Him and Ruskin.
Where's the dice roller? There it is.
Well, we know my body's not there because it's with Paloma.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I've introduced you as Gareth.
Oh yeah.
So he probably assumes.
Oh, he probably thinks you're Violet. Yeah. That's such a. There's the roller.
It's such a farce. It's become a farce.
I'm gonna roll 2 dice and see if Whistler's there. He absolutely is. Yeah. He's there. What's his name? He's there with what's his name? Ruskin. He's there with John Ruskin.
Yeah, sorry.
Of course. You see in the back talking to a few people you don't recognize. Well, you don't know, you don't recognize her. There's a woman back there.
Okay.
There's a string quartet playing, but it's not. It is in the like all of the not closets. What do you call things with drawers with
wardrobes?
Wardrobes. All the wardrobes and everything are closed, so the shoppiness is put away. There are several mannequins or forms set out as sort of statuary almost.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones that have heads have their faces wrapped in white gauze, and there's no arms, just sort of there. And the string quartet is near the back of the shop where like the 3 mirrors are.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And they're situated there, and they are playing like furiously. They're playing something very sort of like very Rite of Spring kind of like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just sort of like sawing at their instruments, and they also have their faces wrapped in this white gauze.
This is so bad.
And
I mean, just bad in terms of what have we walked into? Oh no.
And people are sort of sitting there with chatting with glasses of champagne and whatnot. And Vittorio says, "Please let me introduce you around." What Gareth? What is Violet doing at this? This is not anything she has even close to experienced before.
I suppose I would try to surreptitiously whisper to her back, "Well, might as well use your form to investigate as much as possible. No one else can see you. See if you find anything suspicious."
What? Everything here is suspicious, and nothing about this is this what people do when they've nothing else to do?
surely you would know a clue to Sally No Face as opposed to a clue to a gathering.
You're the one that works for Scotland Yard, not me. I don't know what a clue looks like. Point me in the right direction, and I'll look for you.
Yes, I will look for clues, Gareth. I'm doing my best. But allow me to lay some groundwork socially before.
No, Francis, I'm talking to Violet, the ghost. It's fine. I know you know your job.
But I thought Violet was still alive.
Are there? Do I look?
Violet is the woman who works for you in your business venture. Right?
She was killed by Sally No Face.
What?
Yes, so she's
No
now a
one
ghost.
tells me anything.
Are there any like?
It'd be
what I-
really funny if Francis like accidentally says a lot of mean things about her.
Oh God, yeah.
Are there
You
any
know, the
like?
one that
You were complaining
just all
about her
frumpy.
constantly.
Do I see any like obviously closed doors or areas that seem to be obviously like?
I mean,
Not-
everything is shut up. There is a door. There's a back door that is open, not like a back door to the alley, but a door near the back of the shop that is open that leads to a stairway upstairs where it sounds like the party continues.
I suppose the first place to check would be upstairs.
All right, off I go.
No,
Just
Francis.
up
No,
Of course, Mr. Quinn, if you would allow me to show your lovely friend Violet the upstairs. I have someone you must, someone that you must meet. Madam Teasdale, please. And he
Oh,
brings
Madam
over this woman.
I'm sure Gareth will be pleased to meet her.
He will be. She has very her facial features are very stiff, like she's like super Botox kind of very stiff, kind of waxen complexion, but very like a fur stole and a lot of real looking jewelry.
Game is respecting game.
Yeah. And she offers her hand to you, and Victoria says, "This is Dame Margaret Teasdale. Dame Teasdale, this is my very, very, very good friend, Francis Quinn. You two get acquainted. Violet, if you will," and he offers you his hand, Gareth. And I think Violet, like, it's like, why is he calling you me?
Oh, did Violet show up?
Mr. Quinn, you're such a jester.
It's
Please.
become an episode of Quantum Leap. Violet, go ask Ziggy.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's go to the second unseen here.
Oh God. Oh, I had
Um,
something
This
terrible.
is
for
the
this.
funniest episode.
It's gonna be hilarious. Describe Act 1 in which the two children are very abusive toward the nanny.
Oh, I had a hit on this. It's terrible. I think the children perform a ritual. It's two children, a boy and a girl, roughly the same age. You know, they're both like they both are actually like, let's say 9, but they're probably played by slightly older actors, but are signifying that. And they say they want to play a game, and they learned about a game from the old woman on the edge of town. And one of them is drawing a sigil on the floor, and the other is beginning to chant. And then as soon as, and I think the nanny is insisting that she is a good Christian woman and won't be a part of any such thing. This is wrong and bad, and the children are being bad and need to stop immediately. The children do not stop. They gain or increase in intensity in their emotions and chanting.
Nice.
And then all the lights drop except for a god light on the nanny, and spirits come out from the darkness. And
Awesome.
we see a stylized thing where the spirits devour her or kill her, and there's like ribbons of blood going everywhere. Until there's a blackout, and then it snaps back to the nanny is fine, and they're in the room as before, and the children laugh at what a good bit of fun that was.
I love it.
No.
Cool. So let's jump back to Paloma at the opium den. How are you reacting to Gareth appearing there?
Yeah, I guess I have two kind of questions for us as players.
Yeah.
The first one is, am I doing the getting the kid to be?
Oh,
Am I
our
doing the
friend.
Limehouse solving, or are we going to do that later?
That-
We just
if-
answered the question. We didn't solve the threat. Do we want to solve?
Yeah.
the threat?
So
that means you
if
could
you
solve
can-
it if you wanted to.
yeah, lure the vampire into a scene reminiscent of its home life, and then destroy it or make arrangements for it to safely feed on a regular basis.
Okay, because I was like, oh, is Paloma going to be posing as a woman that will adopt the vampire, and then we're going to try the whole thing? Like, does Paloma have all the toys and stuff, and is like going to set them out? And
Would it be okay? I mean, I'm okay as a player if you want Paloma to do this. I would also be okay if we put it off till another night phase so that we can bring Gareth in his current form.
yeah, I think. Oh
That's a
yeah,
good
Gareth.
point.
No, that's a good
That's a good
point.
point.
Gareth in his current form seems vital. Okay. Anyway, in that case, Gareth is sitting there.
Oh,
And I
forgot
was like-
about that.
Wondering if I could play dumb and be like, "Oh my God, Gareth!" Or will she know that I'm me?
She didn't meet you.
So I think I might try to Francis it
Okay.
and to be like,
WWFQD.
never called me back after that last date. I think I just will take a glass of whatever whiskey or whatever Flo is having and throw it in Gareth's face and be like, "You scoundrel!"
Really want
You
Gareth
stood
to
me up.
ask like questions about how a normal date goes.
You stood me up for the last time. I thought we had something really special.
What
Pretends
are
to
you?
start really crying and making a scene.
So what is do you have an intention behind this?
I thought I did. When I started, I
Yes.
did. I think I wanted to lure. I don't know. I think I wanted to lure them into safety. Let them think that I believe that they are Gareth.
Okay. What are you afraid might happen if they see through your ruse?
Yeah, I think I guess what I'm trying to do is let them know that I think they're Gareth, and then try to lure them back to their own bedroom where we've set up a trap or something.
All right.
I don't know. Gareth probably has like handcuffs and stuff. I'm gonna just use that. But what I'm afraid will happen is that she will. I am afraid that she does know that I'm one of the hunters, and is like,
And with good reason.
no, and now you're gonna die. I'm killing you.
Yeah.
Currently killing you, and your blood is on my hands. Licking it off my finger, and I'm making Gareth's face frown in ways he's never frowned before. The
Okay.
last thing you see as you're dying.
I think it's worse than that.
Ow.
After killing you, she will leave Gareth's body to rot
No,
and take yours.
that's really mean.
So I think this is composure, trying to pull something off.
God damn it. Oh, I do have that. Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it up. I like this is Paloma's version of Francis sing.
good. Yeah.
2 + 2. Okay. I guess I'm trying to lure this witch to have sex with me. God damn it.
Pulling a Gareth.
Okay, how many times does everyone have to swap bodies to?
Trap
If we
the
have
fake
one
Gareth.
extra person involved, Futurama tells us that.
Does this happen every time she has sex with someone? Because it's not too bad.
Oh,
Also, Ginny's here. I can't let Ginny think. Oh no.
Oh no!
That might have
Complicated.
been the
So-
worst thing.
So yeah, the worst thing is that Ginny sees me and is upset.
3 and a
gosh.
1. That is bad.
Oh, really bad. But
Um,
plus
Why is-
2. Actually,
+2,
I put
okay.
plus. Sorry, it should be +2, not +3.
Okay, so that's a 6.
Oh gosh, that's not a good number for this.
That's a bad number for this.
I don't want that. I'm gonna
Hmm.
die, dead, a dead die.
Mask time.
Yeah, and we have the pig mask available.
Oh yeah, you have the.
What is this? What does this pig mask do? What's that?
We don't know.
Is there a? Did we use the
No.
mask for the? Where is it? For the Limehouse. That was the mask of the sun, right? Yeah, the primordial earth one we used already, I think.
Yeah,
Did we?
yeah. If you
Yeah,
look
'cause
on
then it showed up
row
later.
37 of the
Yeah, there it is. So it's just the mask of the pig.
threats.
So yeah, Gareth looks up with you with a look that is clearly not his eyes,
Oh no.
and wipes the whiskey off his face, stands up and puts his hand on your shoulder.
God
Dear
damn it.
Dr. Safby, we haven't formally met, but I think that we should have a long talk outside and just kind of like guide you out the door
Jenny,
into the alley behind
no.
the opium
Jenny,
den.
save me.
And
No, I don't want Jenny involved. I have
You
a
kind
mask.
of-
I have a mask.
it's almost not like she's not puppeting you, but you're like compelled almost as if through like hypnosis a little bit. And she just like brings you to the alley and kind of like walks around you, kind of examining what she's got. Says, I hear that you enjoy taking bits of other people and making them into something that they're not. Taking those who should be laying at rest and bringing them back to some sort of disgusting, twisted abomination of life.
Oh, fucking
You can't talk.
hypocrite.
She says, I
That's not thinking.
I'm going to do you a favor and put you to rest and put your body to much better use than you are. And kind of like puts her hand on your face. Everything goes black for you. And Gareth's body just slumps to the ground.
God
And
damn
she
it.
kind of like straightens up, like, feels herself like, oh, much better. I've got some work to do.
This is the most funny that thing can happen. Also, that's the problem. The problem is that you've made the farce even more complicated.
It's so tempting to keep this in the game.
It's
Somehow.
really tempting to keep this.
It's become a Shakespeare show.
Other than I like living.
Yeah, like, can we mask just getting her back to life?
Well,
Yeah,
it'll
could
mask
you-
up to
could I-
7, so
Can I mask and then me be in Gareth's body?
let's see what happens. Do you
Oh.
want to mask?
So where are these other masks that you're talking about? The pig ones
They're
and
on
stuff like
the threats page in
Yeah.
row
Oh,
37.
okay. that?
There
Yeah,
is
the hunter
a
page.
mask
Okay, row
of the pig if you want to
37.
use that one.
Yeah, I don't know what that does.
Oh, you
Do
got
it.
it.
All right.
Big bucks, no whammies.
So check off that box so we know it's been used.
I did.
Each hunter narrates a dream about the pagan swine god Moloch. Did Moloch demand a sacrifice of riches, status, or blood? And what did they each sacrifice?
Oh, okay.
So you had a dream about
Moloch?
the pagan swine god and sacrificed something to them.
Ancient pagan god of child sacrifice. Okay, got it.
Okay, so
I'll
I
copy
think
that over to the threats.
Francis's dream, he's at first you just see blinding sunlight and sand blowing by. And you realize that Francis, you kind of close in on his face, seeing him walk down somewhere in the desert. It slowly becomes clear that he's surrounded by old buildings. It seems to be biblical times. And in the audio, there's kind of what is it? A Stevens, that constantly rising tone thing.
Yeah.
Except it's some sort of breathing, like, and he looks down at his hands and sees that they're dirty, and then realizes he's dressed in kind of rags, kind of an old robe that's dirty and tattered, and then looks behind him and sees a chest with some means of dragging it along, like a rope attached to it. So he's pulling this thing, and the rising tone gets louder and louder until finally he is face to face with Moloch, the swine god, and who's just, I would say, like 18 feet tall, massive, fat creature, slobbering, kind of a Jabba the Hutt vibe, I guess. And it asks in a language that he doesn't know, but he understands, is like, "You have brought what I asked." And he pushes open the chest, and just all of these riches and fine fabrics tumble out of it. And Francis nods, and then the Moloch kind of scoffs deep in his throat and says, "All that I asked." And then we look at Francis, and suddenly his appearance changes to the dissolute, old, ragged appearance of the painting.
Nice.
And Moloch chuckles in his throat and says, "Good."
Nice.
Yeah. Palomas is pretty straightforward. In the dream, Paloma is walking in a meadow, and it's really idyllic, and is holding the hand of a child and looks down, and at first thinks it's Lucy, her child that she lost, but then realizes it's the child that she is building. And because of the recent experience with Dr. Blackwell, just grabs the child and just hugs her really close and says, I'll never abandon you. I'll never bring you back halfway. And then looks around, and there's no longer a meadow. It is just barren, burning wasteland with screams coming from the distance. And looking right in front of her, a mouth opens in the barren ground, and it turns, and then gets eyes and a face of a boar swine god, and says, "You will never keep the ones you love." And just jumps up and snatches at the child, and Paloma pulls it away. And then the Moloch says, "Paloma, you know what you are willing to sacrifice. You know what you are willing to sacrifice." And Paloma softens and starts to kind of like silently weep, and then gently lowers the child into the mouth.
I think this scene starts. You see Gareth talking to Sean, saying, "And I need you to investigate something far, far away."
Good. Get the fuck out of here, Sean.
It'll take hours of flight each way, but it's very important. Please let me know what you find there. John flies off. Then we follow Gareth, and he walks out to the tree next to the cliff where he lost his wife and his child. He has like a picture of his wife, and then we kind of cut to he's strung up a rope in the tree. And he looks at the picture one more time. And then we see cut to just like the feet on a stool. You would see the stool flop and the feet dangle for a moment until a flash. And Gareth is standing in front of Moloch, the swine god. Who's like, really, Gareth, are you? You're usually smarter than this, but have you ever thought about the fact that were you to die right now, you won't be going to the same place your wife went? So what would that accomplish? Nothing. You won't be seeing her again. However, I could help you with that. And the way I see it is as a beneficial arrangement. You, obviously, someone doesn't particularly want to live long, as you just were trying to terminate your own life right now. So how about this? Moloch is hungry today. How about you just give me the last 20 years of what your life was going to be, and I'll make sure that you end up in the same place she is. Seems like a good deal. Those last 20 years have been no good anyway for you. Misery. So you still kind of get your wish. You get to check out early and you get to go where she is. It's a win-win situation. I think Gareth thinks about it and just looks at him and reaches out and shakes a hoof. Excellent. See you soon, my boy. Or maybe not soon. You don't know now, do you? And then he wakes up in his bed. So he looks around and he's not really sure how much of all of that actually took place and how much of it was a dream, or if any of it actually took place. And that's the scene.
All right. So Paloma has thrown a drink in Gareth's face. And you're kind of like doing the ranting, like, how dare
And
you?
now
blah, blah,
feels
blah.
her face getting wet, but she's in Gareth's body. No, sorry.
And Gareth looks really confused. He's like, I'm sorry, I don't think I know you.
Oh, are you
no.
gonna try the body swapping line again? Like, oh no, I'm not in my right mind.
And when you say that, the face like changes to like a little bit of confusion / anger, then determination. And Gareth says, oh, I think you should come with me. And puts his hand on your shoulder again. And you feel that sort of the mesmerism like taking hold a little bit. And right at that moment, from behind you, you hear, oh, Dr. Sappy, of course. Dr. Sappy, I'm sorry, I must have gotten distracted. You slipped me for a moment. And it is Lloyd. And
God damn it.
Lloyd.
You're snapped out of it, and Gareth's like, who is this? And Lloyd's like, I'm so sorry.
It's the trouble in a top hat.
You told me to follow closely, and I tried to, but there was.
Oh, I
I thought
forgot
I
he's
could-
with me today.
Yeah.
I totally forgot he's here.
And he's just like mumbling excuses. It's like, oh, this is your friend, Master Arcpad, of course. Yes, at the cliffs. What are you? I'm sorry, but of course we're all friends here, aren't we?
Yes, the cliffs.
And yeah, Gareth's like, oh yes, of course we know each other.
Yes, we're quite good friends, aren't we, Gareth?
Quite good friends, of course. And you are, I've met you before, obviously. How are you? How are the cliffs?
This is too fun. Gosh, I'm not sure what to do though, other than create comedy.
Let's cut back to
Lloyd, you had an apology to give Gareth, didn't you?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Lloyd's in trouble. Let's cut back to the party for now.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, I
God.
need to think about what to do in this strange situation.
And Dame Teasdale is engaged in delightful conversation with Francis.
And yeah, Francis has
what
forgotten
is-
his entire mission at this
Yeah.
point. Oh.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And I think somehow she's guided you to the topic of
Oh, no.
beauty and aging and whatnot. And you can tell like she has
Someone else's
the Victorian equivalent of like severe plastic surgery.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh yes, of course, I reject out
Not
of
safe.
hand the in the strongest possible terms the that we are all fated to shrivel up like prunes. Let others age gracefully and grow old with dignity. I seek the eternal. Don't you agree that that is the highest pinnacle that someone could attain?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
The
you
retention
yourself
of-
are quite, if I may say so, quite a beautiful man, and you can't be more than, now I would guess in your, well, conservatively late 20s, but you carry yourself as someone with much more experience and
Well,
worldliness.
I am an old soul, I will have you know.
Of course you are, as am I,
But I am, he
I.
stage whispers, a bit older than 25.
You know,
Really?
Francis, in
But
fact,
keep that between us.
in fact, Francis, you know, with this horrible Sally No Face going around, I might be worried about you. I mean, you have the prime face I think she would want for her collection.
Oh, I'm sure nothing like that will happen. Like I was saying, it's really also keeping a young mind, keeping up with the fashions is an important thing, Dame
Of
Keith.
course, and Vittorio is amazing with that. I mean,
Is
look
he
at me.
not?
I would be completely useless without him. I assume he dresses you as well. You are dapper.
I would say,
Speaking of, allow me to introduce my friend. He goes by the Dapper Boy. Quite
Dapper Boy.
Dapper, please come. And
oh,
she,
no, it's just gonna be so bad.
this is you saw like Crispin Glover and Charlie's Angels a little bit, like really thin, pointed, so like short, kind of bad haircut and very like intense stare. Pretty young, like probably not older than 17 for sure. And he's dressed in like fine like dark suit, and has but the suit has like it's short trousers,
Of
and
course,
he has
short pants.
a cricket cap, and very shiny leather shoes.
Is that the
Um,
latest Italian merino? May I touch the fabric just a moment?
No,
Understood. I am Francis Quinn. You are the dapper boy?
I am.
Ah, never too young to begin one's life's journey into the world of fashion. And you work with Vittorio as well?
No.
Oh, this is all your own doing. Well, my commendations increase like flowers in a field.
Is that an insult?
No, flowers are good. And this is, I think that like the wall of coldness is not having any effect because this is Francis. And he's
Other
just
than
like,
Francis is not getting attention, he just detects that he's not getting.
yeah, something's off about the attention I'm getting. but it's still aimed at me, so, you know.
Yeah, and you can tell he is definitely like less looking at you and more studying you.
Oh no. I think Francis gets that, but doesn't really get it. Like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. I take it all in. Right. So I think Francis just kind of tidies up the conversation at that point. It's like, well, it was a pleasure to meet you. It was delightful to meet you, Lady Teasdale. Thank you for-
Delightful as well.
And I believe, we were going upstairs, right, Gareth?
Oh well, I saw Vittorio going up with your friend Violet, so who
he
knows
can-
what's going to happen?
He can see her.
Cut to Violet / Gareth. Yeah, so Vittorio has led you upstairs, and there's this is his apartment. There's a sitting room and a couple other side rooms, a small kitchen, and there are people, a few people who are milling around having conversations. How are you reacting to this? B, how is Violet reacting to this? And he is definitely laying on the charm.
Violet being me or Violet being actual Violet?
Violet being, I mean, you are there. Vittorio keeps calling you Violet,
Right.
and Violet is also there because you are there.
Violet Prime and Violet Actual.
Only Violet answers to Violet,
I'm
and it's hilarious.
I'm just trying to figure out how to get her to do something useful, which I'm failing to do so far.
I think you have to give her something specific to look for, or to try to do.
And she possessed people.
You can go through small spaces, like
Okay.
bricks. Look behind every brick
I'll kind of look over at
for a
Violet,
message.
where I can see the actual Violet, and sort of give her a knowing look, trying to impart like follow my lead kind of thing. And I'm like, yes,
All right.
and this is Vittorio, right? I'm
Yeah.
talking like, yes, I'm sorry, Vittorio. I'm so distracted. I so find it hard to concentrate on anything but business at the moment because, frankly, we are here trying to find any clues about Sally No Face. I'm sure you've heard about the killer rampaging the streets, cutting off
Oh
faces.
yes, of course, it's all the rage. But I imagine a face like yours would be in particular danger. Wouldn't you agree?
Well, it does worry me if that's a thing she takes into account. So
Oh, of
I'm
course.
all the more
I
reason
don't
to
know
try
if
and
you are
find her.
familiar with her victims, but she is extremely particular in the quality of faces that she takes for her art.
How do you know so much about Sally?
Oh, word gets around in these circles, you know. I haven't seen you before, and kind of like strokes your face a little bit. It's like, are you new to London? Your accent is, I can't quite place it.
Fairly new. I mean, I've been here a few months, and then I met up with Hargrave House and decided to loan them my talents as well and help them investigate this.
And
Did you
Violet's kind of
know-
like rolling her eyes.
Did you know that they have recently? Look, let me give you a little scoop, Vittoria. Did you know that Hargrave House recently uncovered a slight supernatural connection to Sally No Face?
Slight supernatural connection.
Well, it's said on the street. I don't know. I haven't been able to verify it because obviously the victims are dead and they'd be the only ones who could definitely confirm this. But I've heard that victims sometimes just before, once she has chosen a victim and she's targeted them and is seeking them out, they get like a chill within their body. And I kind of glance at Violet. They just feel
Like
almost,
hot and cold. with
they
Violet.
feel almost as if something is inside them that's unnatural.
Mm.
And for just before Sally kills them on that very night. Now, of course, this could be peasants talking, creating tales. Have you heard of any such tale?
I have not heard of anything unnatural being put inside of someone.
Is Violet taking my hand to
So what are you trying to get her to do?
trying to get her to like get inside him and make him feel weird and chilly?
Ooh, okay.
I want her to
Oh!
ghost inside him, so he's like, ooh, I'm feeling chills and weird ghosty shit inside me.
And then pull out
Okay.
a knife really close to his face.
What are you
It was
afraid?
me all along.
It's me.
So
and he's like, no, it's me. You're an imposter. And that's how you find the killer.
Right.
Violet hasn't done this before. What are you afraid might happen if it doesn't work?
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
It doesn't work. I mean, I'm having a hard time coming up with anything fun, and because my actual thought is just like, if it doesn't work, then obviously he doesn't take the bait and he just keeps coming on to me, and we get nowhere. And I'm like, oh fuck, I get no clue.
The bad thing is they switch bodies.
It's just a body switch film that we have to get. Mark has to keep track of all the characters and what bodies they're in.
Violet is now in Vittorio, and Vittorio is a ghost. Is that-
Welcome to the Between Bodies.
I think it's worse than just not working. I think it somehow severs her connection to you, and she snaps back to the brothel.
Okay.
Oh no.
But this is definitely a sensitivity roll.
Sensitivity.
Sensitivity.
Let me see. Man,
Lose control.
Since I bothered unchecking my entire
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh
inventory.
yeah, you got lots of toys.
So many things. Could a chime make it spookier?
Okay, what about this? I was thinking maybe the glass container of ferrous fluid. Like maybe while I'm talking to him, I'll try to keep him distracted with my looks, maybe a touch on his face as I kind of spill the ferrous fluid at his feet, which I think will make it a little easier for Violet to have an effect on him.
Sure.
The ferrous fluid at his feet will help give her a better chance at her ghostly abilities being felt on him.
It like forms a
Check
shape
that off.
around him.
That's 3 dice. Take the top 2 and add 3.
And 3 dice. Here we go. Gonna roll it. How about a 9 plus
9
3?
plus 3
Is
is
a
a
12.
12.
It's
Ooh,
pretty
boy.
fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good ghost.
So I think, yeah, as the magnetic fluid actually kind of like pulls her in a little bit, and so she's able to sort of reform inside of him. And she's like, okay, poke, 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 poke. And Ratatouille time.
Oh my god.
Ghostatouille. Violetouille. And so yeah, she like gives him the chills and stuff, and he's super freaked out. And he's trying as hard as possible to keep his cool, but absolutely is unable to. And I think he blurts something out
Oh god.
because of it. Let's see. What do we have for clues so far?
Just. Oh man.
Oh yeah, okay. Mm. Yes. Yeah, and it, as it becomes more and more uncomfortable and less less able to exercise his he's stopped focusing on you and started more like trying to get it out. And he just kind of like, it's almost like his brain is misfiring a little bit, and just kind of like it starts first like making like over the top almost lurid descriptions of your face, about like every little line and curve and how beautiful it is, and then like switches to like listing off the prices of different kinds of fabrics.
I
And
want to put my penis in it. Did I say that?
then starts yammering in Italian. You don't understand what he's saying, but the cadence is almost as if it's like from a poem or a play or something. And then he starts like a little bit more slowly, because he was kind of like rattling stuff off before, kind of describing all of the rumors he's heard from many people at this party, about how someone in the well-to-do social circles has been about discovering the fountain of youth, and kind of like goes into like, oh, people are so afraid of dying and aging, they will do anything to prevent it, and even altering their own bodies in various unnatural ways. And eventually he just like shakes it off a little bit. He's like, I'm I have to lie down for a moment. If you I would normally, you would be welcome. I'm going to have one of my men bring me some water. I need to lie down for a moment. Please enjoy yourself, though. And just kind of continues to mutter a little bit as he makes his way out of the hallway where he had cornered. So that is a clue. Rumors of someone in well-to-do social circles going on about having discovered the fountain of youth.
His Tealsdale is Sally. Sally Tisdale.
Cool. Let's do the third part of the unseen.
All right.
Describe Act 2, in which past your limits, the nanny murders her bratty charges. How does the
Yes.
audience respond?
I did not read the summary before I saw this scene. And it's like, whoa. Yeah. Okay. Let's find where we are. All right.
She throws them off the Omega Cliffs.
Oh, and how
in the
does-
night. Oh yeah, is there anything she can do that echoes what we've had happen so far?
I know. Yeah. Or I kind of have an idea of what I might get up to next as well.
Oh, cool.
Oh, boy, we got lots of stuff we did. Okay. Let's figure it out as we go. So the nanny, after that last scene, the nanny sets up an amazing feast for the children with like gorgeous multi-layered cakes and like candies and slides and like big giant toys. It's just like a wonderland for these upper class children, and she's used the parents' money to buy all of these elaborate things, and is like, children, I want you to know that I am a good Christian woman, and I know to turn the other cheek. Please enjoy this and know that I will never wish you harm, no matter how much you hate me. And the bratty children just start ravaging through the toys and the candy, and she watches them start to, well, let's see. So good for her. trying to figure out a way to make it echo what has happened. Can y'all remind me what has happened? So we've seen a lady who has plastic surgery. We've seen a ghost go inside another person's body.
Can echoes go this direction? Because I thought we had to. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought we had to echo something that had
As
happened
long as
in
you
the unseen.
experience an echo in the night.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
So you can be on either side of the transaction.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. The
Like I got
the exact
my
wording is did
Sorry,
you
my-
experience an echo in the night? Yeah.
Okay. I lost my headphones there for a second.
I'll say Francis got his lats torn out or his what is it?
Oh yeah.
Muscles up here.
There's also been a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of like champagne and party food at the soiree at Victoria.
Oh, there's the
Fancy
gauze.
clothes.
The
Yeah,
gauze.
gauze
gauze
over
around
everyone's
the
face.
Oh
Oh,
gosh.
no.
Okay. And
And
as
lots
the
of-
children,
Face removal as well.
I was like, how do the kids lose their faces? And
also-
the I got
the
it.
sense of luring kids somewhere. Well,
Hmm.
something bad.
And so, and the nanny says, oh, I forgot the very best part. I thought we could all play pretend and wear these masks. And they're like really frightening Harlequin masks. And the children are like, oh wait, no, they're little devil masks. They were just doing satanic stuff. I thought that my little devils could wear a little devil mask, and I got your little devil tails and little devil pitchforks. And gets them all, they're all so excited to be little demons. And they put on their little tails and get their pitchforks and they put the masks on, and then they start to panic. And they start to try to rip the mask off their face.
3 more days till Halloween.
And they realize they can't get the mask on their face. And then the scene ends with them screaming in agony and ripping their own faces off.
Nice.
And the audience reaction, which I also have to do, the audience reaction to this is to boo the nanny.
Nice.
Because they're like, well, that is too far. Boo!
Played by Victorian stage star Frances Drescher.
Not good for her.
No, they so they hiss and boo at the nanny, even though it's supposed to be like a revenge tale. Yeah, and the lights go out.
Great. I think we'll go back to the opium den.
Yeah,
So it's
I think I figured out what I want to do.
Paloma and Lloyd and Gareth.
What
I
a
think
party.
at this point Gareth is very uncomfortable and kind of looking for an exit.
I have an idea.
and- yeah, go for it.
I'm in an opium den,
Yes, you are.
which means there's like shit tons of morphine around. Opium. And so I think Paloma was already like coming here to get some opium to like sedate the child when we
Mm.
get this vampire child. And had already kind of talked about that with Jenny. But I think Paloma has some in a syringe and just kind of pats Gareth on the back. It's like, yeah,
Oh,
good to see you. Just tries to
no.
opium him.
Oh, no.
Heroin. Just tries to heroin him so that she can kidnap his body and have it ready for Gareth.
What are you afraid might happen?
So many
if-
things.
I mean, that is a yeah.
I'm afraid I'm gonna-
that does not work.
And put it into my own knee. I'm afraid that Gareth.
I love that you
won't
made
even-
opium a verb. I love it. I'm gonna opium you.
I'm gonna opium him. I'm afraid it won't be a strong enough dose, and he'll just be happy, but then run away. I'm afraid he'll stab me. I don't know.
I think it's worse than that.
What?
And you do get a full dose of opium in him,
Did you just kill my body?
but it
Oh
doesn't
no!
but it doesn't affect him. Oh shit, that's even
Did I
better.
did I
Never
kill
mind
him?
what I was
Yeah.
gonna say.
Yeah,
But
sorry,
you
I
straight
forgot
up
about
kill
killing.
him.
Did I straight up kill
Yeah.
him? And
I
Gareth's
was gonna
body
do
is
something
dead.
much more complicated, but that's way better.
I can bring it back
Yeah.
to life. It's cool. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Not my first rodeo.
Not my first one. I've
Not
been
my
practicing.
first opium.
This has all its parts. It's fine.
Right? They're all
Um,
still together and everything.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, Mark?
I was gonna say that
for
he had been
reference.
turned, and he was now a vampire,
Oh.
so the
God
morphine
damn
would
it.
not affect him. But I like just straight
Also
up killing
good.
him better.
Oh nah,
this is,
vampires love heroin.
This is a vitality move.
If there's one thing we know, it's vampires love heroin.
Look at this guy, just taking it like no problem.
A vitality move. Oh no, I should have done this when there was no other option. I'm kind of desperate, but it doesn't feel like mother's love.
No,
Okay, I've got 0 vitality. That is
All right.
Paloma.
that
Perfect.
makes the math easy.
Have
That
not
just
been rolling
means
well.
You're gonna roll a 12 and it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
It happened.
opium, Garrett's body. Maybe I should refresh it because it's not been rolling well. Jesus.
That's
That's a
not
6.
That's not a 12.
I'm gonna refresh this screen. Let's run out of good dice.
Shake out the dice.
Shake up the dice.
So it just drops dead.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that is the simple thing that happens is that you know, and Lloyd is kind of like watching you do this in slow motion.
Froths at the mouth and
as
drops dead.
Gareth is like, oh well, it's
Garrett
been
does
lovely
so many drugs.
running into you again. I have to go, and I think as he turns, you hit him in the back with a syringe.
And is
he
it
just,
one
like,
of those where he
turns to
drops out of frame and then you see Jenny is watching the whole
Ah!
No.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, like his
Oh.
eyes just like go like cartoon dilated, and he like tries to do the putting his hand on your shoulder thing, and just like slips off of you, and he body hits the floor. And yeah, I think Jenny is behind him. I don't think she saw you do it, but she definitely saw a customer who she knows you go to the floor, and he's convulsing and foaming at the mouth, and just goes.
I'm
You can
assuming
put on a
Garrett,
mask.
I'm assuming
but
you want me to put on a mask for your body.
I have some
That's-
fun things
that's up
if
to
you
you.
don't. So it's your call.
That is
You
totally up
have
to
some
you.
fun things if I
There are
don't.
some fun possibilities, but you do what you like. I mean,
Oh,
he will
gosh.
die.
I don't feel like this is. I feel like this is a rare situation where you actually don't have to put on a mask. So that's totally up to you. Like some situations where it's like, oh, if you don't put on a mask, you'll be dead. And we go, oh, yeah,
New
fine,
character.
fine.
Yeah.
This is one of the few where it's like we could go down that road. It's a viable
You're just
story
gonna be
path.
yeah. I don't mind if. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to check in with you because I was like,
No,
I just
that's-
ruined your
I'm
body. I'm
fine.
sorry.
Either way you
Um,
want to go with it is good with me.
Yeah, I think Paloma is like, fuck, but I'm still gonna take this body. And Paloma goes to Lloyd and says, take care of this.
And he's looking at you wide. I was like, I don't kill people, man. that
Take
is-
it back to Hargrave.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. And I think he grabs a sailor. He's just like, and you see him like pass him some
Sailor. Goddamn
pass him some
sailor.
pound notes, and he's like, I need some help. And the two of them carry Gareth's body out. Ugh.
This is kind of awesome in its own way. I
Things
mean,
are going so well with Ginny.
I just imagine myself watching this on TV as a show, and I would definitely love the story development.
And I think Jenny, like, she's like, tries to revive him and like do stuff, and she's like, oh my god, this is so bad for we're closing for the night.
Oh,
Everyone has to
Oh.
I'm sorry.
don't
and
have to go home.
Yeah, you can't stay here.
yeah,
and
Paloma's
like,
to revive
over the course of the
chick
next
until
15
the
minutes or so, just
actual
kind of
doctor.
like hustles everybody out.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it is like Lloyd will take care. Jenny, I'll take care of that. I don't.
Of course,
we're gonna go.
I'm sorry. This never happens. I'm sorry that you had to see that. That was awful. Are you okay?
Thanks for asking. Yeah, I think it'll be okay. I think I have an idea.
I need to find out how this happened.
Does Jenny still have the hat at this point?
Yeah,
She's
she's still
wearing
wearing
the
the hat.
hat while talking.
I
think
Jenny,
she's-
terrible.
I think she's worried that
she's worried it's bad
that, like,
opium.
yeah, her like she has to like get rid of it all and start over.
Jenny, let me, actual investigator.
Oh, God.
I don't usually investigate the normal, usually the paranormal, but just in case, the boys and I will be, well, the other hunters of all genders will be here. There might be a new person. Anyway, it's not important. We'll be back to help with the lurker. And so we'll also look into your issue here. And I'm sure you can, don't throw anything out yet. I'm sure it was just a don't throw any. I'm sure it's all fine.
I have this
was
weird
something
hunch that the opium
was-
is fine.
I'm sure it was just you know how Gareth is. A lot of absinthe. I'll do an autopsy for you and I'll give you the report. On the house.
Jenny
And then just salutes and walks back.
Oh,
It's like really on the house autopsy. I'll bring the report to you later, and then I'll let you know. Don't throw anything out yet. I'm sure
Oh, man.
I have a suspicion that it's something different.
How is Paloma feeling about just like straight up murdering her fellow
Really?
hunter, basically?
Well, I think Paloma's feeling mixed. She's more upset about the body because she knows it's this fucking witch lady that tried to kill her, but also feels really bad. And it also is kind of curious if she can bring them back alive.
Hmm.
But it does feel bad and is like, fuck. It's mostly just like, fuck. Oh, God. Oh,
Oh, God.
get that on ice, Lloyd. Back at the Hargrave. Go.
I think you're gonna take the condition
Yeah.
careless.
Psycho killer.
Just to say.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? Careless.
Yeah, that was way
Right.
too much morphine.
Okay, I did. You made it that way because the dice were bad. We made it
Gareth,
that way because we have bad imaginations.
as like Violet's kind of debriefing you, like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. That's a
Oh,
great new
no.
feeling. You feel this
Coward.
like tug in your soul. You're not sure exactly what it is. It feels like pulling out of one of the dark entities, kind of. Is like this, that's sort of like, ugh, like I'm done, but something's missing now. But that's it. You don't know what it's from.
That could be
You've been
anything.
left alone with Violet upstairs. What would you like to do?
Are we able to do information moves during the night?
Absolutely.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think as Violet is kind of going on, and to the outward appearance, you're kind of staring off in the middle space and nodding a little bit. A man who's kind of dressed as if he were a butler, but like much too upscale for this place. You see him kind of smoking in the stairwell, like looking at you, just kind of staring, like regarding you, and like a little nod every once in a while.
I'll sidle up and be like, "You got another one of those cigarettes?"
Of course. Produces a cigarette case and opens it.
I'm Violet. Who?
Elmore.
Ah, pleasure to meet you, Elmore. You work for Mr. What is his name?
Vittorio?
Vittorio. Mr.
Vittorio.
Vittorio.
No, last name.
No, my employer is. She is here by special invitation.
Oh, special invitation from Vittorio?
Yes, it's a very special day.
Oh, what's so special about today, Elmore?
Doing the Francis.
You don't know?
Oh, no. You see, we were
Were you not invited?
we were here on official investigation business.
So you wouldn't know then
No, not at
if
all.
something was happening right under your nose.
Depends on what that something was, I suppose.
I didn't expect to see you here.
Oh no.
Do you know me?
Oh no.
Oh no!
I don't believe we're familiar. I just expected someone else. I thought you were Dr. Saftby for a moment. But clearly, not.
And where exactly is it that you know my visage from?
I don't know you. I mean, I don't know your face.
Then I didn't expect to see you here. Is this a strange thing to say?
No, I didn't expect to see you here.
Have you perhaps been drinking too much? Who is this you that you did not expect to see here?
Ms. Brathwaite does not allow me to drink while in her service.
Oh, so you work for Miss Braithwaite.
You're familiar.
Oh, well, I mean, isn't everyone somewhat familiar with her by reputation? She's got a very lovely face.
Now, why would someone like you say something like that?
Because I enjoy a lovely visage. Who doesn't?
Do you think you're special?
Well, yes, I do. I think we're all special in our own way, even you, Elmore.
Then perhaps you should find your own way of expressing gratitude for the way someone looks, instead of attempting to copy someone else.
Well, I would think that expressing it verbally is quite a universal way of expressing it. I don't feel it's necessarily copying anyone. It'd be very difficult if only one person in the entire world could give verbal compliments to someone's visage.
Violet, you say?
Yes, Violet. Elmore,
And I,
you say.
Violet's next to you, going like, "I'm Violet. I'm Violet." And like, if she could smack you, she
She
would.
like hits. She's trying to hit you.
Yeah.
I wonder, Elmore, I do find you intriguing. And again, I give Violet that look like,
Oh no.
I don't even know if this is possible. Like, You are an intriguing person, Elmore. I do wonder what someone would find if they could just get inside that head of yours.
Violet's like, and a servant comes by with a tray, and Elmore says, thank you, and picks up 2 flutes of champagne and hands one to you. I'm an open book.
For an open book, you speak quite cryptically.
Have you asked me anything in particular? Cheers. Clink.
Clink.
Like,
And as soon as they drink, they switch.
What are you afraid might happen if you do not detect the poison in your champagne?
Well, it's funny you should say that because I was not going to drink it.
Oh.
I had fully planned on not drinking the champagne.
Oh, well, what are you afraid might happen if you don't detect the poison in the cigarette?
Aha! Turnabout is fair play. That I will die. Boring, but true.
again, in your other body.
I think worse than dying. The poison is not
Embarrassment.
lethal, but it is a hypnotic, and he will take you to be operated upon. Well,
Nobbins.
well, fully sensed.
Oh no.
Oh my.
This is probably a reason roll, I'm guessing.
It's a reason roll. Hold on, let me look at all my many items. Oh, well, you
and
know
I'm gonna
what?
say it's
Go
with
ahead.
disadvantage because he is an expert poisoner.
Well, I'm going to
No.
take that disadvantage away because I have charcoal sticks which absorb
Turn that
poison.
frown upside down. Yeah. Cool.
Everyone knows
That's 2 dice plus
charcoal is
2.
good at absorbing poison if you swallow it.
Mhm. So many
So-
nooks and crannies the molecules can go into.
What did you say, Mark? Sorry,
2 dice plus 2 then.
what is my dice roller? There it is.
Whew.
2 dice
No Emmys
plus 2 because
or
it's a
interesting
reason roll.
whammies.
How about a 7? That'll do.
About a 7. Great. So you do detect something off by the fact that he is not smoking. And I think when you inhale, there's a numbing in your mouth, and
Oh
you
no.
stop immediately. And he regards you as you do this again.
Can I attempt something? So-
Yeah,
so
let me
I-
see what the complication we have here. I think what he does, he does take a drag of his cigarette
Mhm,
and kind of blows it, kind of like in your general direction. It kind of looks straight at Violet and just says, "Pretty pair you two make."
So this was just my first gut instinct. I want to try. So you said, because you basically said I start smoking, I could tell something was funny, so I didn't inhale,
Yeah.
right? I want to try to kiss him and blow it into his mouth.
Yes. Yes, yes, you do.
I love that idea. Let's skip down to Francis while you're
Okay.
leaning in.
I would like 2 things to be happening right now, if possible.
Let's see.
First off, I want it to be that Francis has raided several of the wardrobes and is wearing wildly clashing high fashion.
Yes. Power
Fantastic.
clash.
An enormous, brightly colored, silly hat with a variety of feathers in it, and he's leading the entire party in some sort of rousing music hall number. If the latter is not possible, that's
Oh,
fine.
it's possible, but I think we're going to need a presence roll for it.
I
Okay.
love that one of
Yes.
us.
What are
I
you
love
afraid
that
is
one
going
of
to
us is
happen?
working while,
Yeah.
while, the,
One of us.
while the other has
Murder.
lost the plot completely.
Oh, yes, Gareth. I know you're not familiar with this sort of thing, but when you go to a party with Francis, one of you applauds the entire time. And Francis
what
will
are you
never look for you.
what are you afraid might happen if your offer of music is not taken well?
Oh wow. I hope this doesn't seem slight, but I think it goes over awkwardly. There's somebody clearing their throat, and then a few minutes later, Dame Teasdale takes Francis aside and explains that, kind of picks a feather out of his hat and says, I'm afraid we'll have to keep you out of polite society from here on.
Ooh, that's really nice. Worse than that. As she does that, and kind of as she's hustling you out of the party, she is like behind you, pushing you along, and whispers that something to the effect that she knows about the painting and your cult, and that someone who uses such coarse methods of achieving eternal beauty is not worth anything. And you're very, very struck by it. But this is the presence roll, so you should be fine.
Yeah, and then let's see. I have only 2 objects. Ava's compact I don't think would be useful here. So I'll just do a straight up roll and see what happens.
What could happen?
Modifier +3, 2d6. I think this is my first roll of the day. Okay, rolling 2d6 +3, 12.
Hey!
Nice.
All right. Yeah, I think there's like the camera goes down the stairs from Gareth leaning in. The music is swelling, and the string quartet has, instead of playing this like wild frantic music, has transitioned to whatever version of dance hall music they can manage.
Yes, I think it is a song called "Said the Actress to the Sailor" or whatever it was. Nice. The actress to the bishop.
And Francis is not only leading people in song, but like instructing them, like they're getting into it, and people like making up new choruses or new verses, and people join in. And let's see, what is the
next we'll do song circle. And then he gets banned from Good Society.
This is really interesting.
Oh
yeah, the tenor of the party has changed from sort of like aesthetic appreciation to just like celebration. And yeah, as like one of the choruses ends up in someone on the other side of the room takes up a new verse. Dame Teasdale kind of peels you off, and she is absolutely delighted, and says, "I had no idea. I knew that this was a time of appreciation of aesthetic beauty, but you have raised this to a new level, to exaltation. I had no idea that a soul such as yours could even exist. I must introduce you to my friend. you will get along.
Oh no. Famously.
Famously, that's the word.
Oh no.
Will you meet me tomorrow?
Of course. And then he immediately pops out a Hargrave
Yes.
House card.
Yeah, and she of course takes it. And I think the chorus has come around, and she bursts into a new verse. And the verse is like the song is kind of like the verses are leading up to some sort of double entendre about the
Right.
and hers
the actress
is
the bishop is the tagline.
something about like how this woman was so beautiful and all these men followed her, but and they wanted to give her, and there's some entendre about giving someone head, but
no.
the verse turns into her taking their faces instead, and then they launch back into the chorus.
Actors do the bishop.
That's great. Last part of the unseen. Act 3, in which the nanny gets her comeuppance. The final scene should be very bloody.
That's me, right?
If you like, yeah.
Oh, can it be anybody? I didn't know if I had to.
Yeah. Go for it.
Sure, go for it.
Sure. She's. I figure the crowd, the townsfolk have all found her, especially the ones who live in the rich house that she was nannying for. She's now atop the one-room cottage, tied to a stake with one of her own devil masks on her face, as the grieving parents weep, and the hero of the show, who is I think the local constable, he's like, deceivers always get their just desserts, and he throws a torch, but it's like a stick with streamers on it, up onto the thing, and then they have this they have like you can't see it, but they have like a bellows system set up underneath that will blow like orange and yellow streamers up from below as she's consumed by the fires, like, you can't kill me, you can kill my body, but my spirit will be back. And dramatic music plays from the local orchestra, and then they have, as she burns, red streamers pour down the roof, simulating blood running down the roof into piles on the floor.
Nice. So you're leaning in to kiss Elmore.
Yes.
He is kind of like, he is probably 80. And he's kind of just like pressing his thin lips together as you lean in. And just, ma'am, this is unseemly behavior. What do you wish to achieve by teasing me this way?
I mean, I'm basically trying to force it on him and force the smoke into his mouth, because I can't really talk.
I don't think he's going to accept it unless you physically force him.
Well, that's what I figured I was doing, because I didn't expect him to. I didn't think he'd probably accept it, because he knows he's giving me a poisonous cigarette. So it was really more trying to surprise him and physically force the smoke into his mouth.
Oh. Let's see. Gosh.
Hoist him on his own petard.
Yeah, I think you are, even though he politely resists, you are able to like blow smoke into his face enough that he inhales it. And yeah, I think he's disappointed and snatches your cigarette away from you and takes a long drag on it, blows it out. Can't drown a fish, my dear.
Why
and
would you give a
adds-
lady such a crap cigarette?
And as he says that, a elegant black woman in a lovely blue dress
Oh no!
glides
Yeah.
up the stairwell and says, Elmore, I've been looking all over for you. Have you made a new friend?
Violet, milady, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Theodora, and she offers her hand.
Violet the ghost
Um,
is still.
I'm
Violet!
Shake, shake, shake.
gonna get into your brain.
Elmore was just being so kind as to lend me a cigarette for a smoke break away from all the furor.
And she like looks very surprised at Elmore and says, Elmore, don't you think she's a bit out of your league? And Elmore is like, I apologize, madam. I thought she might have been someone else.
He keeps saying that, and yet he won't tell me who he thinks I am. I'm so intrigued.
Elmore's very, he's getting on in his years, and he's a faithful servant to the family, but he sometimes misremembers things. Gives him a look like
Oh no.
a very polite look, like
I got the
Yeah.
impression that he thought I was some kind of deceiver. Deceivers always get their just desserts, you know.
I do know that. I had a friend once, a very dear close friend, who I thought would be beside me in all things. I had arranged things. I have many friends in Parliament who owed me favors. I'm a businesswoman, you see. And it's so boring, but I believe that free enterprise is what makes this nation great. And my friends had agreed to help me and other business people in London achieve their ends more easily. When my friends used their influence to snatch that away, I've never forgiven her. I thought she was true to me, but
Pardon me, madam. I'm just I'm just thinking out loud. I obviously don't know your friend, but
I'm sure you do.
have you ever thought of the possibility that perhaps she herself was betrayed and merely just had to survive? Perhaps did not knowingly betray you or go against the agreements you had, but perhaps it was all taken away from her. Just theorizing. I do love a good book.
Taken away from her who has everything.
Well, you know, that Hargrave house, always meddling and everything.
I'm sorry, did you say a Hargrave house?
Yes, yes. I sadly, I've had some friends recently as well that fall on hard times because of Hargrave House.
Well, perhaps we should be friends then.
Oh, no.
Perhaps. Have you been done wrong by Hargrave House yourself?
Not yet.
Oh, good.
What
seems I have no
indignities have they
friends.
subjected you to?
Well, let's just say I don't really have any friends left.
I find it useful to make friends when necessary.
I am in the market for some new friends.
Well,
Having to tread
we
very
should discuss
carefully,
this.
being the last of my group of friends.
We should discuss this further. Perhaps I can put your unique talents to use.
Perhaps I would love to discuss it with you further. You seem like a most pleasant woman.
Of course. Elmore, arrange it. I must say my farewells downstairs. And she excuses herself. And Elmore looks much reprimanded and you know where Braithwaite Hall is? Braithwaite Hall?
Remind me, just in case, to make sure that I have the
Yeah,
current
it's
location.
a well-known
Oh, you're saying I
she
do know.
is-
I thought you were asking.
yeah. I think he was asserting it.
Right.
Like, of course you know where Parliament is.
No, of course.
I'll be sending someone for you with a formal invitation. Where can I send it to?
I give him the
Once the dinner is arranged.
Hargrave House.
I give him the address of the brothel.
The brothel.
Of the was it the Crow's Nest?
Or Sean.
Crow's Nest. Yep.
It was once belonged to a friend of mine. It's fallen on hard times, but
He did say he'd lost everything. So
I'm staying
I'm on hard
there
times.
for the moment. It does still have beds and rooms.
We'll send a man around with a formal invitation. And he goes.
And you
downstairs.
can please, no drinks or cigarettes this time.
Indeed.
No idea what the fuck I've gotten myself into.
You are so
You've
fucked.
been invited to dinner with the mastermind Theodora Brathwaite.
Oh, boy.
Her friend is Victoria, the queen.
Yes, I
know
was
her.
obviously not. I mean, there was so much of that conversation I didn't know what was actually being said. That, I just thought I needed to play it safe and basically try to be, in case they know what, I don't even know the witch's. Sarah was the witch's name, right?
Sarah.
That
yep.
I'm now inside of. In case they knew Sarah, I was trying to be Sarah.
Right. Just skew to that. as best you
Sort of
can.
my goal there of like, I don't know if you know Sarah, but if you do, I better continue that narrative that I was with a bunch of witches who are now gone and I'm the last one left. It's a game of mental chess I was playing there.
Just like I tried to do, it failed.
Oh, no.
I think we're going to go to Paloma.
Like just
Jenny is
me.
cleaning up. Everything's closed.
You've just
You are-
murdered Gareth in her.
I'm
You
so
just murdered
sorry,
Gareth.
Gareth. I didn't mean to. It's a
Fine,
it's homicide if you don't mean to.
but you meant to.
A manslaughter? No, I meant
guess
to make
no,
it
it's,
sleep.
it's manslaughter. Yeah.
Oh, how
It's
does
just
that?
actually, I'm a doctor, so it's malpractice.
Oh.
God, this is turning into like a bar question.
It's not my fault.
I mean,
Oh,
you do
you're
intend
mad.
harm. Now I'm trying to work out how the American
I
legal
just wanted
system
him
works
to sleep,
for that.
not be hearted.
I mean, you've also got to deal with like state and commonwealth law here.
So I think you are making your way back to Hargrave. The night is coming to a close. And you don't get too far from the opium den, still in Limehouse. What are you thinking about as you're walking along?
I think Paloma's really distraught and is like really worried about how she's gonna explain this to Gareth in Sarah's body. And is also trying desperately to think up like, could I use what I'm about to do with the child on this body?
I think as you're kind of lost in thought, you
Yeah, really distracted.
You have kind of stopped in thought, and there's a cat has been kind of like rubbing on your feet and kind of like is like chewing at your ankle a little bit, and you're kind of snapped out of thought because it kind of like bites in and draws a little bit of blood.
Kitty, no.
Oh no, is this a vampire cat?
And you like when you snap to, it like notices that it's been caught and it kind of yowls and runs into an alley. And just kind of like follow it. Your gaze follows the cat into the alley, and there's some shadows near the ground moving. You kind of almost think that it's someone having a late night tryst in the alley, but it almost looks like there's kind of like there's more than one person, and the movements are it's irregular. Do you walk on?
Yeah, I want to check this out.
Okay.
I definitely would love to be distracted. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I'm worried it might be the vampire stuff. I'm like, okay, maybe it's.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to be getting hurt.
Like a Hammer film London foggy night. They kind of like rolling out of the alley, and you do see a pile of bodies. 4, in fact.
Oh jeez.
One of them is Gareth. One of them is the sailor, and one of them is Lloyd, and one of them is a child, and the child is has its mouth affixed to Lloyd's neck.
Oh no.
The sailor has
Lloyd
been
was awful, but didn't deserve this.
Like you kind of think of as a vampire, like gentle pinpricks and blah, blah, blah. This the sailor's throat has been ripped out, and as you enter the alley, this young child, like you can see Lloyd's is similarly just torn open, and its face is just covered with blood. I'm gonna roll some dice.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh dear.
I think I know what I want to do, but
Yeah. High is good, low is bad. It hisses and leaps at you.
Oh.
that feels bad.
Yeah.
Maybe it's good.
I
what were you
yell,
gonna do?
I know what your friend is.
Oh.
Nice.
Make a composure roll.
Nice.
What are you afraid might happen if it doesn't care?
That I'm a vampire and I have sweet powers.
Worse, it is not careful and just rips
He
her
just
throat out.
kills.
and
I'm
just
worried he's
straight
gonna
up murders
fucking kill
you.
me, or worse than kill me,
Oh.
embarrass me in front of Jenny.
This was how you could have also joined the Immortal Club.
Cool. Go ahead and roll with composure.
I want to make him my friend. Then.
You might.
Okay, +2.
Do it. New roommate.
Roommate. God
That's all
damn
right.
Vampire
today.
roommate.
It's all right. It's not bad. It's a success, just a complicated success.
It's not going well today.
Um,
At least I have success.
So it
Make it a
does stop.
awesome success.
It
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
it leaps
good
at
reminder.
you and it moves like it is, a good 20, 30 feet down the alley. And like you don't even see it. It is like in front of you. There were like you didn't see it run in between, really.
Oh, no.
And like the sentence finishes as it kind of like it looks like it's going to jump up at you, and then it stops and says, "What friend?"
Miss Sarah. I know where Miss Sarah is. Your friend who was going to come take you away
She's dead.
from. You're right.
Where is she?
I mean,
I can bring her back.
well,
They
so,
took her
and
from me.
I point at Garrett's body.
Oh,
It's a
no.
long story, but I feel like you have been mistreated. And I know people talk to children like they're children, but I feel like you've been lied to enough in your life, and that Miss Sarah didn't necessarily wish you the best in your life, and you're probably pretty aware of that. But I feel like you are owed the truth. And yeah, she was in that body. I know where her
What do
body
you mean
is.
in that body?
Well, she was a witch, and when
That's a bad
witch
word.
and another witch love each other very much, they.
Why would you call her a witch?
Because she was going to sacrifice you. You know this is true.
But I got away.
You ran away.
No. I was taken away.
Yeah, I'm sorry about what happened to you.
Where's Sarah?
I'm not. I mean, that was Sarah. Stuck in that body. Her body is now with a friend of mine, but she's not in that body.
She was dead before I got to her. It's not fair.
I'm also sorry about that part. That was me. I didn't mean to.
He like the.
Did
like,
you drink
anger,
any of the heroin blood? Are you?
anger and confusion, as only a child can have.
Yeah. I feel like Paloma is not like Paloma does treat children like little adults, and it does not usually go well.
I relate to this.
I don't think what the complication would be.
It goes well in many ways, but often goes wrong.
So the goal was
Complication is
to
he wants to be a roommate,
stop
but he
it.
wants his own room.
Would you like to be in a warm house where you can feed when you need to? We're not sure about the last part, but we'll figure it out. You'll be accepted as you are, and you won't have to hide. And people will love you. And I
I
know
don't
where
have
your
to hide
toy
now.
is. You miss your
Ooh.
Viking boat?
Sorry.
Sarah gave me that. I hate
know.
it.
Okay. Would you like new toys?
Maybe.
If you do your chores, you can get an allowance. And if you save up your allowance, then
Oh, no.
possibly.
And all of a sudden he's gone.
Capitalism has come for the child.
I think
Oh,
he's
extreme reckless disregard.
he's kind of like considering what you are saying. He's like very angry, very confused.
Yeah, poor baby.
And I think the complication is the bodies start to move.
Oh.
Okay. What are you doing? Are you doing that?
He showed me how to do it. I got better at it.
Oh, are they?
When you kill someone, they stay dead.
No. Usually. I'm just
And
not
Lloyd
there
and the
yet.
sailor are pushing themselves up
Oh no.
groggily.
God damn it.
And they you can like the camera kind of like focuses in on their faces, and they're like looking, their faces are just like shocked and horrified, and then just like ravenous, and they like look at each other and then look down at Gareth's body, and they just start tearing into it.
No! Why are you doing this to me?
Bad vamps. Bad.
No. No.
I think the vampire is like, what kind of toys do you have at your house?
Gareth is gonna be so upset.
You can also put a mask on if you want.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to see where this goes. It feels like it doesn't end in me being alive, but I kind of want to see where it goes. What kind of toys I have in my house? Are they vampires now? Why couldn't you have made Gareth a vampire? So then at least he could. Oh, he's gonna be so mad at me. Have you ever had a friend be mad at you because he swapped bodies with a lady, and then you were gonna get his body because you saw it?
The sun is starting to come up a little bit. You can see
then-
dawn starting to break.
Oh no.
I think Paloma's just like lost her composure and it's just like kind of sobbing uncontrollably.
I think the vampire is like looking sympathetic, and like it's like has softened a lot, and like is ignoring the carnage going on behind it.
Oh no.
And I think the first sort of fingers of dawn start to creep across the streets, and one of them like touches the vampire's hand and singes it a little bit, and it just like screams.
Oh no,
And
baby! Can I put him in my coat?
you're pretty sure it just went straight up, but it was so fast
went
that it
away.
was hard to tell. And the Lloyd and the sailor, I think, have done quite a number on Gareth and look towards you and start making their way towards you. And as they exit the alley, walk directly into sunbeams, and just like they kind of like lunge at you and turn into ash in midair and just fall to the ground.
It's been a very bad night.
Francis.
What an evening.
Oh boy.
Gareth, are you okay with that? Do you want me to get your body? Do you want me to put a mask on?
No,
Because
you
your
can do
body's
whatever you want. You can go with it.
fucked now. Okay. I'm sorry.
Yikes.
Right.
So Francis, the party has wound down.
Yep.
People have making their way out. You have an invitation from Dame Dame
Teasdale.
Teasdale, to meet up sometime during the following day. I think
Yeah.
today is going to be a day of rest for the partygoers. And Gareth, did you leave earlier? Or did you stick around with Francis?
I don't think I would have stuck around. Just because I'm now
it
I'm
sucks.
not sure where I stand exactly, and so it's like, well, probably being seen in public with members of Hargrave House, probably not good.
Oh no.
Why, just since I'm not exactly sure where my narrative stands at the moment, like, does she know me? Does she think I'm a witch? Does she think I'm Sarah? I probably should be seen with Francis if she thinks I'm Sarah. I don't know. I'm going back to. I'm just gonna split.
Just
In that case, Francis,
Understood.
did you stay to the end of the party? It kind of feels like you would.
yeah.
I think as the dawn breaks, Vittorio is showing you out, and it's like, thank you for coming, my old friend. I did not expect the evening to take such a turn, but always the unexpected with you.
Yeah, and I think, oh man, let's see, where this is still the Sally No Face investigation, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
Before you go first.
Oh, I was going to say that, like, Francis on his way out could very reasonably ask, why were those weird masks on the musicians? Or was it the musicians that had the masks?
Yeah, the musicians had them and the mannequins had them.
Yeah, on the mannequins, and very intriguing choice there. I'm always intrigued by your party decorations, Victoria.
Well, it was in celebration of Dame Teasdale's beauty, of course. She's an older woman, but she has a solid foundation upon which to build. And he kind of like is looking, it's kind of like end of first date awkward looking. As if he has, like, there's something he has to do, but he's not sure if it's okay to do or not. And I think as he pauses with you by the front door, says, I know a great many people in rarefied circles because of my profession. And I hope that this is not offensive to you.
Oh no.
I did not think at the time what it meant, and if I'd known that it would cause you any distress at all, of course I would have refrained. But an acquaintance of mine allowed me to see a portion of your painting.
I think Francis is, like, genuinely speechless for a few moments. And
he's just like staring at you, kind of like trying to read your expression to see if
I think
he's in trouble or not.
No, I think Francis kind of looks down and says in a small voice, "Don't tell anyone."
Of course. But I have to know, for both of our sakes. And you look down and there's the glint of a razor in his hand.
Oh no.
And he just holds it up between you and says, "May I?"
Oh. Let's see. No, I think Francis is just gonna try and bat it away. Like,
of course.
My God, man, what are you doing?
I just wanted to be sure. I apologize if I've offended in any way.
And I think Francis just has this look of shock, like, starts to say, "How dare you," and doesn't even get the words out and turns on his heel.
All right. That sounds like a good end to the night.
I really thought for a moment, no, I think this actually happened, but I thought it would have been an interesting alternate universe where, like, could have been so un-Francis. If in that moment he's like, "I'm sorry, I saw a bit of your painting," Francis was like, "How unfortunate," and he just like rips his throat out.
Oh God! Yeah.
I thought maybe he had a painting too, and he couldn't die and wanted to die and was about to slit his wrist.
Oh, okay.
But
All
I
sorts of things could have
overcomplicate
happened.
stories all the time.
All kinds of cool
yeah.
things.
Cool. Oh, that was night. And this is Dawn. Let's do Dawn real quick and see what we got. Paloma's got a body part. What did you get? Heart,
Oh.
sex organs, head, lungs, or legs?
Oh, what did I get? What feels lungs.
Lungs. I'm gonna make you an offer.
Smoking.
You can take 2 body parts. You have to take them from Gareth's body.
Hmm. I feel like I need to do that. And I feel like I should be the head.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay. All right.
I just feel like that would be Paloma's like weird, twisted way of making amends. Like I couldn't see your
Yes.
body, but I saved parts of it, and they will live on.
Yeah.
Um,
I think that's how I'm gonna like. Yeah. I was like, I can't put you back together.
all right. Good time.
I don't know if I can totally
Lloyd-
justify it narratively, but it just feels
That
too weird
feels
not to
justified to
do.
me.
Yeah, I mean it was almost off already, so it's
I feel like Paloma brought it back just to bring a piece of him back and was like, I'm so sorry.
oh, this fits perfectly.
Paloma's like covered in blood and then it's like brings it back and then like sets it on the same table as the child and is like,
Does Gareth need to switch out his picture now?
Oh yeah, good point. I think I
Oh,
do.
dang,
I think
yeah.
I do.
oh yeah. You should be the
I'm
lady.
not remaking the opening credits.
Oh,
Actress
no,
lady,
no.
like,
The
bitch.
I'm
The bitch lady.
picturing the redhead from the movie with Keanu Reeves and I think it's Robert De Niro or Al Pacino, the Devil's
Devil's
Advocate.
Advocate.
Yeah, I think it was like his sister or something. Yeah, redhead from that.
You lost.
No, we
Oh,
lost
no.
Nicole.
We lost Nicole.
That would be Christabella Andreoli,
Yeah.
Never heard of her.
which is on the love interest wiki.
I don't know who I'm seeing. I'll have to think about that.
This
couple
is the
People come to mind. One of whom's name is escaping me. One of whom is
Did we lose
Christina
Nicole
Hendricks.
altogether?
Christina Hendricks would be a good body to have.
There she is. They are. Hello.
I don't know what happened.
Let's see, where were we?
It's gonna drive me crazy now. The woman I'm trying to think of and can't think of.
Cool. Dawn questions. Did we resolve a question? Yes. Did you resolve a threat? No. I think
So
everyone
good.
got their echoes in the night, feels
Mhm.
like.
Echoes in the night.
Oh,
Oh, you know what? Did I have a face-to-face encounter with a dark entity at some point?
I don't know if you did.
Like, I'm
Did
not
you?
sure if I did anything that counts per se.
Not
Yeah.
today, I don't think. It was all Violet.
I was like, the swine god doesn't count as a dark entity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you sort of tiptoed around.
Oh, does my dream count? It's
You know
showing
what? I'm gonna let the dream count. Yeah,
Oh.
I think that'll count for Dark Entity and the
Well,
child.
no one else was looking.
Yeah.
I guess Malak was looking.
Yeah, Moloch was definitely looking. Moloch.
Okay.
Moloch.
You don't have to count it. I don't really need experience, but
Yeah.
I tried to
I
fit
think
it.
that counts for Gareth too, if you want to count that.
Oh, okay.
Moloch definitely counts as a Dark Entity.
I'm sure that'll never
Check.
come back to hurt us.
I
Cool.
kind of feel like now we've talked about it, and now with what's happened to Gareth's body and all that, I sort of feel like this is the week where I'm gonna have to come up with that body swapping custom move.
Oh
Oh,
no.
It just feels like the time because we ain't getting my body back.
Sorry.
So I feel like it would be interesting for him to sort of become a body nomad in a way.
Ooh.
Body nomad.
It's Bungie.
Jason's proms, gonna custom
Check it
moves.
and write it later.
Yeah.
So
And then pick new Dawn questions if you like.
Oh yeah.
And if you marked XP, take an advance. Or if you did
Yeah.
got an advance, mark your advance.
okay, I'll bump my composure to 2, which doesn't make sense in terms of what's happened to him today, but I kind of like. I don't want to
think
increase his reason. I don't want
not-
to increase his sensitivity.
Not kind of like going along with Vittorio's request, I think shows
Resolve.
showed a bit more backbone than
Yeah.
Francis usually has.
Cool.
Yeah, you snapped out a golden retriever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Vittorio wanted to cut your face to see if
That's what I was.
you could be
totally-
harmed. Yeah,
Yeah, to see if it would all come back tomorrow. And I
he
think
doesn't. He doesn't. know.
Francis is still like, offended at the thought of harming his beauty,
Yeah.
even if it wouldn't be permanent. Is how I was taking the character.
Cool. Pick new Dawn questions if you want to, and I think that'll do it.
Cool.
And we'll
I did.
get to daytime next time.
Kept the one
Cool.
that I didn't check and got a new one.
Nice.
Thought about picking both the having sex questions, but I was like, that just seems like
Yeah.
too hard of a goal. I gotta have sex with a dark entity and a human.
Especially as your new person who none of the demons are going to recognize.
Oh, they
Oh.
recognize
You know them all over again.
because Violet still recognizes him as Gareth. She doesn't really see the new body.
But it would be
I
funny
don't
to
know. Hold on a second. No, I was gonna say I just found a photo I really like of a redheaded witch lady. who I don't think is famous. It's from an iStock photos. Yeah, I think I've changed my name. Or do I?
Your call.
I mean, I
Cool,
feel like
let's
inside
do-
I'm always Gary.
What
let's do a
happens when
round
we
of
run
stars
out
and
of
wishes.
advancements? How will we get new treats?
What's that?
When we run out of advancements, what do we do?
I'll find out. I don't know.
Can we get more?
Maybe.
I need to start just using the reflection all over the place.
Let's do stars and wishes. About.
Cool.
Let's start with.
Oh, there's a message for Nephew. So the hunter can no longer collect XP in advance, but they're still in play until they're forced to retire. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, that's in the official rules.
But in the cool rules.
Thank you for that clarification. I just want all the moves, which I know is not allowed.
More custom moves. More
Custom moves. Peter, stars and wishes.
This one's called
Let's see. I just saw the new Gareth picture.
Nice.
I was really delighting in, or as a star, getting another party environment and just sort of not having to think of, like, just go, oh, I know what Francis does here. I know what Francis does here, and letting it sort of ramp up chaos. And I love the shape of show of like, okay, now it's a crazy body swap comedy, basically. And we're all just riding the mounting complications of that.
And then.
Sorry.
I think there were cases, I think this is probably just a wish for myself. I think I got self-conscious at a few places in the story of like, oh no, is there a right choice story-wise here? Like I sort of went ahead with Francis not accepting the slash to the face. And then I kind of started second guessing myself, like, oh, did I make a thing not happen? Oh no.
I think it builds more tension because I think it was Vittorio's intention to be like, I think you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure. But now we're like, I don't know. Is it gonna be okay? We don't know.
Yeah. And then other things, I really love the tender scene with the hat. That paid
Yeah.
off as I was hoping. Yeah, I am sad about Garrett's body getting destroyed and dismantled. But it does, I don't know, I really, the star I think for this game is the willingness we have for just, okay, this changes everything. We're gonna roll with it and see where it takes us. And yeah, how often would that happen in your average, I don't know, D&D game or something?
Never. Cool. Heath.
I don't know that I got any wishes. It was just like it's pretty packed episode in a lot of ways. It was fun. I like the crazy body swap comedy. I mean, again, like it's so tough, mainly like I loved watching everyone, like I loved watching Francis's partying, and there's that whole scene was funny of like, we're here to do work. Okay, I'll go do work. You keep partying. And I really liked Nicole's whole thing of improvising with the vampire. I thought that worked really well. It was cool. And just a cool like Hail Mary that like in her place, I don't know what I would have done, because there is the like gamer part of me that's like, what do we all, but if you use a mask, you get a total success, which means vampire solved. But then it is always fun to go down the rabbit holes when you can.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, like with the whole body thing, where it's like, it was one of the rare instances where like, oh, well, we actually could go and not mask this and continue the game and it'd be fine. As opposed to so many things, you're like, okay, well, you have to take a mask because like we're not gonna let Francis die because his throat got ripped out or whatever, So it was really interesting to be like, oh, it's interesting to go because we can go with that choice.
Mm-hmm.
And it is gonna be interesting to like, I think it's a fun story choice for
especially
Gareth's body to be dead. It's like, well, that's not an option anymore.
Mostly dead.
And that's why I thought, I feel like that's got to lead to that custom move, because I feel like, well, he's got to let go of his body. So it's like, well, might as well have a fun life hopping bodies, I guess. So yeah, it was just all good and interesting and fun.
Any wishes?
No, none that come to mind.
Cool. Nicole.
Yeah, similarly, I think I struggled, but for good reasons. And that like, it reminds me of recently I've been trying to make art and finish a piece instead of stopping when I feel like there's a mistake and starting again. Or like a video game where you're like, oh, I didn't do the puzzle perfectly, so I need to start again. And I feel like trying to like fuck with my perfectionism in that way, but it also helped in the game where I was like, oh yeah, like this is not how I wanted this to go. My mind, it was really slick. I got the body home and all ready for when Garrett got back. I was like, surprise present for you. So I was kind of like, fuck. And I kind of like my rule of like not really taking a mask unless it really, really makes sense. Like I probably won't take a mask for Paloma dying after she succeeded the child or something like once that story feels finished. But I like kind of going with the consequences, especially in like the vampire part too. It was like, oh, we're probably gonna die soon. Let's at least see what that is. I appreciated the opportunity to like kind of let go of what I wished was gonna happen. That was nice. Wishes. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm good. I think there are several times where I'm just like, I don't know. My brain's not working. Yeah. No, I think I'm good. I appreciated the opportunity to like let go of my expectations.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. upfront wish was getting OBS to work better next time.
Oh,
Oh yeah, and big star to I'm a T-Rex
Yeah,
letting us know.
yeah.
super good. Could have been a real bad night for the future of everyone.
And to Mark for our kick-ass new layout.
Yeah,
Good music.
it's very extra
Um,
work.
Yeah, I had a great time. Everyone did their stuff, but like did it in a way where you like everyone played their character, but in ways that I wasn't expecting, which was really cool. And yeah, as always, no idea what was going to happen. And always good to see lots of surprises. There's an interesting, like, as we get further along, like the misses are like way less frequent, so that when they hit, it's really interesting to see what it is. But also, like, I mean, Francis is not going to fail a presence roll. Garrett's not going to fail a sensitivity roll, right? So it's interesting as a GM to kind of like roll with successes and make those as interesting as a failure would be. So it's been a cool opportunity. Instead of being like, I have to make you guys fail somehow so it'll be interesting. Like, no, it's gonna be good either way. That's the whole point. Yeah, wishes just getting the technology hooked up. I don't know what's gonna happen with everything. I just want to find out. So yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I was just thinking, I mean, this is kind of always true, but I feel like it was extra true tonight, which I felt like there was such a cornucopia of just endlessly interesting ways everything could have gone. Like every single scene, every single interaction, I thought of like 10 different ways it could have gone, which were all equally cool and interesting. So it was just like, oh, I don't know, man, they're all good.
Also a star for Mark for, I just love the offers you bring in. And it's even more amazing to me because I know you're making it up as we go. I know you didn't know that much. That party where there's like gauze faces and like I was just like,
that's part of the Sally playbook.
I'm just imagining Mark having this elaborate set of notes. Okay, if Gareth has switched bodies and the body has been murdered. Okay,
no, like with at the party, like when I kind of did like a GM move when Gareth was like in the hallway, like, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. Like, okay, we haven't seen Elmore yet. Let's have Elmore be there. I don't know why. Oh, well, if Elmore's there, that means, oh shit. Well, this would be a place where she would, okay, yeah, looks like she's here.
This is where we are now.
Okay, great. Does that whole like, I guess that should happen.
Or like Gareth showing up. It was like, oh,
yeah.
Gareth's body showing up.
Oh, that was brilliant.
Yeah, that was like, okay, how can I complicate? Oh, that's complicated. Yeah.
But that was also fun, but in like a tense, fun way at the party when I was like, the whole conversation, I felt like I was walking a tightrope where I'm like, who do you think? I'm not sure what I should be saying here. But it was fun It was fun walking because like that's where he would have been in that situation. Was like,
yeah.
And I think even Francis at the height of the party, there's still a weird fucking party with gauze masks and like a sense that these are murderers or people trucking with face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That carnival atmosphere with the parade felt really eerie, except to Francis.
It's like, oh, Sally is accepted in high society, I guess. Okay.
I also feel like this was like so many times I feel like I'm dumb because I feel like I'm missing something I shouldn't be missing that I feel like everybody else is getting. You know, it's like a lot of that conversation where I'm like,
oh yeah,
should I know what you're talking about right now? Because I don't at all. And I feel like I should, but I don't.
I think it's the way Mark delivers it. Because I don't ever either. Like, am I supposed to have known?
Nope. Yeah, with Elmore,
I
was like,
am I supposed to understand who you're implying I am? I don't know.
Yeah, I think since like he would have seen Francis down, like sort of backfilling, he would have seen Francis downstairs, and I think
everyone would have seen Francis.
would have thought that you were Paloma, and
Oh,
Hargrave factors into Brathwaite's plans somehow.
Sure.
I don't know how yet. So like, I think he was like doing
Oh, I
what he
thought he
thought
knew her
was
as
right.
I thought he knew Sarah.
Yeah, see, that's
No,
what
I don't
kinda,
think
yeah,
he
that's
did.
what, that's
oh
what
yeah,
led me,
that's where we all went with
That
that.
might have
that's
been
what led me
involved in
down.
the
I was like,
fight.
oh shit, I better pretend to be Sarah then. So that means I would be like, oh, and so that whole conversation, it was so fun because it was like almost taking place on multiple different misunderstanding levels.
I think his meaning was like, I don't know you and you don't seem to know why you're here. So like, why is someone who isn't in with the whole Sally No Face crowd here at all?
Well, then like when the Braithwaite came
Who
in, and
knows?
then I was trying to remember, I assumed, I'm like, okay, well, I think Braithwaite would have had to have something to do with the coven. I think they would have had to have some kind of deal. So she would probably know me from the coven. So that was my whole thing. Oh, so I need to indicate why the coven's all gone, but I'm still alive, but I didn't fuck her over. I was fucked over by the coven too. And this is all just an assumption as well. I was like, because I'm assuming she knew the coven or was in with the coven somehow, but not necessarily. The coven could have been
Yeah.
totally separate threat, had nothing to do with her. And so it's like all
knows?
this juggling.
Yeah. Good time. Cool. I'm gonna stop the stream. Goodbye,
Bye,
whoever
stream.
is watching.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching.
Hopefully you have it noise at the beginning of time. Bye.